Hello and welcome to Crypto TV. This is Manoj Dhara. Imagine a new type of internet that only accurately interprets what you input, but actually understands everything you convey, whether through text, voice, or other media. One where all content you consume is more tailored to you than ever before. We are at the tipping point of a new phase in the web's evolution. Some early pioneers call it as Web3. We have invited a special guest to understand what Web3 is. He is a specialist and joining us from UK. He is an author, a TEDx speaker, ex-CDO of Mahindra, Microsoft and TAS, MST Artificial Intelligence and Ethics at Cambridge University. He is also a founder at Tech Whispers Limited UK. Let me introduce you to Jasprit Bindra. Sir, welcome on Crypto TV.
Hi Manoj, thank you very much. Great to join you from Cambridge.
Pleasure to have you, sir. We are discussing about Web3 and we have taken this initiative, and we have contacted you. And thank you so much, sir, for being on the show as well. What is Web3, sir? And how is it connected to a blockchain? If you can just begin with, sir.
Sure, thanks Manoj. In fact, I'm very excited by the possibility of Web3, and so it'll be very good to talk about it. Just to simplify, so if you go back to when the World Wide Web was invented, and that was Web 1, and Web 1 was like Yahoo, MSN, if you remember those sites.
Right, sir.
That was like the published web. It was like a magazine on the web. And the business model was, people would put banner ads and, things like that. That gave way to Web 2, which is things like Facebook, Twitter, etc., where slightly different things happened. It became more interactive.
Right.
Content was published by users rather than by a publisher.
Exactly.
In that sense. And the business model, how you earn money, became actually selling your data. And more and more effectively selling your data, and sometimes data which you did not want to be sold. And that has created, as you know, a backlash against tech and against this misuse of data. And so what is happening now over the past 3-4 years is that a new kind of web, which is being, as you said, by early innovators, being called Web3, which is coming about, which really has 3 core differences from Web2. Number 1 is that hopefully your data is used with your explicit permission.
Right.
Number 2, which is even more important, is that the creator of the content, whether it be a video or a post or text or music, gets a significant portion of the revenues, which in Web 2, usually the platforms would take all the revenues.
Sure.
So here the creator gets revenues. And 3, it is what is called a decentralized web. It's made on a decentralized architecture. And usually that architecture is the blockchain architecture. And that's the connection with blockchain, and is fueled by incentives or currencies, which are usually cryptocurrencies. That's
Fantastic.
The business model. So that's Web3.
So, sir, I have a follow-up question on what we are discussing for the first topic is, among the several flaws of Web 2 is the proliferation of intermediaries and mounting distrust. So will Web 3 will address all these issues? If you can just explain that, sir.
Sure. So, the internet and Web 2, Web 1, Web 2, the internet solved many problems for us. It's one of them. It's a miraculous invention, right? It solved the communication problem with WhatsApp and, chat and email. It solved the information problem with search, Google and others. It also solved the distribution problem. You could e-commerce, sending out videos, sending out clips of stuff for distribution. But there are 2 problems which the internet or the Web 1, Web 2 were supposed to solve, which it did not solve. One is the trust problem. No one trusts the
Exactly.
And second, as you mentioned, is the intermediation problem or the disintermediation problem. When the web was created, it was all about, empowering the long tail, that even the smaller guys, the smaller creators, etc., would get as much, opportunity as the big guys. But that never happened. In fact, the reverse happened. The World Wide Web created much more powerful intermediaries than even existed before that.
Superb.
In e-commerce, in social networking, Amazon, Facebook, Google, etc., and they became the gatekeepers of the web. Now, the hope is that because of the decentralized nature of Web 3, again, we will go back to the original ideals of the web and its creator, Tim Berners-Lee,
All right, yeah.
which was about empowering the small guy.
The original creator, yeah, exactly. Sure.
That's the hope.
So we are discussing about Web3, and this is the initiative which Crypto TV has taken to simplify this Web3 for our viewers. And we'll be discussing more examples on this as well, sir. My second question to you is, who are the key players in the Web 3.0? If you can just highlight that, and with some examples, if you can just take us through, sir.
Sure. So, many Web3 companies are in the same stage of evolution as, say, Facebook was when Mark Zuckerberg was writing those formulas on his
So it's all work in progress, sir?
Largely, yes. So I don't, at least in my, there are some reasonably big players, but no one as big as, these big giants which are present today. So two or three players I can think about. For example, there is Substack, okay, which is a platform for writers, any writer, to make money. Okay, it's a subscription model. So, and Substack has become very big. It's attracted a lot of funding. There is a company called OnlyFans, okay, which is for celebrities and minor celebrities or creators to make money. There are lots of blockchain-based platforms. Steam was the first one, STEEM.
All right.
Okay, had Steam tokens, and you could have. There are a few startups in India which have come about. There is something called Go Social out of Gurgaon, which is, in fact, invested in by Mr. Anand Mahindra, which is, it started off with how photographers can make money. Okay, and so empowering the small guy. And all of these startups are in what is called the creator economy, which I'm sure we will discuss as we go forward.
All right. So I have a follow-up question on what we are discussing as of now is, since we are discussing the key players, who are the key players of 3.0? So do you see the place for Facebook and Instagram as an apps going forward in Web3? अगर है भी importance, अगर उनका relevance 3.0 में, तो उनका अवतार क्या होगा, sir?
No, it's a good question, Manoj, because look, whatever, all these founders, whatever we say about them, they are very aware, very intelligent people.
Exactly.
Okay. And all of them have realized change ho raha hai. The world is changing. The era of free data, literally free data, is over.
Okay.
वो हमारा data लेते थे और बेच देते थे. ठीक है? Content was ours on the web.
You can earn as well. Exactly.
Money was taken by someone else. It's over. In fact, if you see Facebook's move into crypto, quote unquote, okay, with Libra and all those other things, which Dime, etc., was really to set up, among other things, a currency for a new kind of web.
Exactly.
Because a new web will require a currency. You need to pay people.
Fantastic.
Okay, it's not going to be advertised.
Exactly.
Or you see what Jack Dorsey has done. Okay, moved away from Twitter, renamed his company from Square to Block. Okay, again, looking at a payment mechanism for this new economy. Finally, if you look at perhaps one of the world's biggest venture capitalists, which is Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z. A16Z is in fact, they coined the word passion economy, creator economy, and they're building billion-dollar funds to fuel this new.
They're also looking to raise some 900 million or.
वो अब पुराना हो गया. Now they only talk in billions for this.
Okay.
There are I know of at least 3 funds greater than 2 billion,
okay,
which have been raised for this economy, this startups.
All right. So we are trying to simplify this Web 3.0 for our viewers. So sir, if you can just take us through it on a very lighter note, is Web 3.0 is different from Web 2.0? I mean, since it's it uses innovation technology like machine learning and artificial intelligence for creating more personalized content for the individual end users. If you can just take us through.
It is not as much about the technology. See, all these technologies are important, but वो user को फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. The user doesn't care whether there is machine learning or there is blockchain or whatever. Basically, for the user, the simple thing is that if, for example, you are an artist, you make paint. अभी आप painting बनाते थे, कोई painting इतना नहीं है, ठीक है? And you go to gallery आपका painting लेगा नहीं, ठीक है? अभी क्या करोगे उस painting से? आपने paint तो कर दिया, but you have to do something else to earn a living. What this new Web3 gives is a opportunity. Either there are these new kind of sites, okay, which are out there. Like I said, Go Social in India. चलो हम इंडिया में इंडिया की बात करते हैं,
Got
ठीक
it,
है?
sir.
Where the community there is basically looking to uh, looking to buy these newer, cheaper, smaller stuff from artists. And so you can go and sell your art, your creativity, monetize your creativity on the web. And in fact, उसी का अवतार है NFT, if you think about it. Okay, what
Okay.
are NFTs? NFTs are the paintings for the Web3 world. And so आप वो painting को, if you kind of make it into a non-fungible token, and you list it in a Web3 new marketplace like OpenSea, और उसमें आप लिस्ट कर दो, और people will come and buy. They will pay you in cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
People will pay or people will pay in whatever. But there are exchanges you can convert cryptocurrency to. So to finally and to simplify, this is not about the technology as much it is about
Okay, sir.
empowering the
Okay.
small guy, the small creators, millions or tens of millions of them all over the world.
राइट सर. सर, आपने थोड़ी देर पहले बताया कि यहाँ पर ब्रॉडर कंसर्न्स अभी फेसबुक और उनको तो पता ही है कि वो डेटा, आपका डेटा लेना उनके लिए इजी नहीं होगा. सो एक और कंपनी है गूगल के बारे में तो सब जन जानते ही हैं, and they also exist, sir. What will be the outlook for Google in Web 3.0, since they also are in the business of collecting data of millions and billions of individuals worldwide? So what will be their business model, या फिर businesses ऐसे जो इसके साथ में exist करते हैं, क्या उसका business model change होगा, sir?
देखो, आप इंटरनेट पे बैठे हो, कई बार यू सी समथिंग कॉल्ड अ 404 एरर. आपने देखा होगा 404 एरर आ जाता है. आप वेबसाइट पे जाते हो, 404 एरर, वेबसाइट डजंट एग्जिस्ट.
Right, sir.
ओके, आपको नहीं मालूम, बट एक्चुअली देयर इज समथिंग आल्सो वेरी रेयरली व्हिच कम्स, व्हिच इज कॉल्ड अ 402 एरर. ओके, एंड अ 402 एरर बेसिकली इज, जब इंटरनेट बना था बहुत पहले, तो द कॉन्सेप्ट वाज कि इफ यू कंज्यूम कंटेंट, अगर आप कुछ वीडियो देखते हो, और इफ यू सर्च फॉर समथिंग एंड गेट द राइट रिजल्ट, यू विल पे फॉर इट.
Okay.
एंड दैट यू विल पे फॉर इट. यू माइट पे 1 पैसा, okay,
लेकिन
1
पे करना.
cent, okay, but you will pay. Okay, if you send an email, in fact Bill Gates had said हर email के लिए 1 cent होना चाहिए, spam बंद हो जाएगा. Okay, and you will pay for it. And 402, this 402 thing was made as a payment mechanism for the web. So why I said this was that, look, these massive giants, they're not going to die. Nothing is going to happen. Okay, but some of them will have to look at newer business models.
Sure.
Is there a way people can pay rather than their data being sold?
Right, sir.
Okay, अब आप YouTube देखो, Google का property है. Okay, अब YouTube में you can watch YouTube with ads or without ads.
So you have to
Okay.
pay 199
Without
for that
ads,
in
you
India.
pay little bit. And this micro payments
Right.
is becoming very big. That's why crypto is becoming big, because crypto is one way to pay.
Right.
Okay, or Stripe, $95 billion valuation. Why? Okay, because Stripe very
Valid point, sir.
quickly enables micro payments.
Right, sir.
Okay, and so I think we will move to a scenario where there will be free, but where you will have to agree to sell yourself or sell your data,
Right,
personal data, or a paid or a hybrid of the two. कुछ मैं free लेता हूँ, okay, but for
और
others I will.
कुछ सर्विसेज लेता हूँ और कुछ के मैं पे भी करता हूँ.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So,
It's a valid point, sir. So and moving on, sir, what is a decentralized web? If you could just simplify, बहुत ही सरल भाषा में आप समझाएं, sir. Is it the same as Web 3?
हाँ, चीज सेम है. वो सरल भाषा में समझाना मुश्किल है, ओके, क्योंकि वो सरल नहीं है. ओके, वो काफी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, ठीक है. बट देखिए, द सिंपलेस्ट वे टू थिंक अबाउट इट इज के what does decentralized mean? Decentralized means there is no one center, which
Right.
basically means it's not owned by one person. Okay, today if you think of the World Wide Web, we think that no one owns the World Wide Web. Okay? But actually, if you step back or socho, so the big, massive gatekeepers, they own the web. 80-90% of the web is owned by 10 big companies.
Right, sir.
Okay. You have to go through them for everything. उनके बिना कुछ जा ही नहीं सकते. आपको एक दूसरी साइट में भी जाना हो तो फेसबुक के सोशल ग्राफ से जाना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, और गूगल के थ्रू लिंक होगा, और वॉट एवर, दे मेड इट इजी एटसेट्रा. सो प्रिटी मच सेंट्रलाइज हो गया है.
Okay.
It's been centralized with few powerful entities, both in the US and Western markets, India, also in China, same thing.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Decentralized basically means that the web is not actually owned by anyone. Okay, it's owned by everyone, and therefore it's like the blockchain. Blockchain is not owned by anyone. Crypto is not owned by anyone. That's why there's this marriage between blockchain and decentralized. And blockchain, therefore, is from a technology viewpoint, is the best architecture to make it decentralized. So it's owned by everyone, not owned by anyone is the best, simplest way to describe it. But it's too simplistic. इतना आसान नहीं है.
So not owned by an individual, but owned by everyone. That's what the word is coming in. So is it right? I mean, Web 3.0, and we are discussing and we're trying to simplify this. Is it, sir, ये feature होगा क्या, right of data security protection in Web 3? If you can just...
Yeah. See, the way to understand Web 3.0 best, in my opinion, is not about data, okay, decentralized, whatever, is that it's frankly a different business model.
Okay.
The business model of Web 2 was advertiser base.
Perfect.
Okay. Business model of 3 is user base. Okay, it's as simple as that, actually, and therefore micropayments, etc. But data pay, if you come to data specifically, as I had said, there are 3 pillars in a sense of Web 3. Okay, and the first one was your data is not sold without your explicit permission. You will have to permit how much of your data is sold, right, and in exchange of that, what you get. So, in fact, if I may dream a little bit, क्या होने वाला है कि जैसे हमारे क्रेडिट हमारे वॉलेट में आपके अब जो वॉलेट है उसमें you have credit cards, you have debit cards, okay, you have UPI number, etc. You'll also have some card which will be the amount of data that you are willing to sell.
Right, sir.
Your data. Okay, and so it will become currency. Okay, your data becomes currency along with, and so you are still buying content, but either with fiat currency or with fiat, matlab ye rupees, dollars, etc.
Right, sir.
Or with cryptocurrency, or with using your own data as a currency. It's up to you.
Sure, sir. हम data के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. So it takes me back to Meta, which is earlier known as Facebook. It has claimed that, sir, it has created the world's fastest artificial intelligence based computer. So my question to you, sir, will hardware and software will go a change in Web 3.0?
So first of all, I'm not aware of this fastest artificially induced computer.
All right.
Okay. The fast computers which are coming in actually super fast, 10,000 times faster than the current ones are what are based on what is called.
So let me put this question in a different manner. So it has claimed that it has built the world's fastest artificial driven computer to power Metaverse.
Okay.
So I mean.
Okay.
So is there a possibility that Web 3.0 के लिए hardware और software को integrate करने के लिए they have to undergo changes?
Okay. So very different things. Metaverse is different. Web 3 is different.
Sure, sir.
Okay. They are linked, but they are different. Now this whole thing about Metaverse, moving to an alternate reality, headset पहन के वहाँ पे games खेलो, Mark Zuckerberg के साथ badminton खेलो, whatever. Okay. All that stuff is nice. Okay. But today the technology is not ready for it. Okay, both from, as you said, software side, hardware side, and also from a third side, which is the bandwidth side. Okay, it requires huge bandwidth. It requires 5G, even 6G networks. Right. Okay, to create these artificial worlds. And yes, it will need a new level of software. It will need multiple protocols of software to be connected. Okay, Microsoft is actually doing more work in it than Facebook is, in my opinion.
Okay.
And third, finally, yes, it will need new hardware. And the new hardware is not as much computing hardware, but it will be the
additional layer which
headsets that you wear, which today are broken.
The gadget, okay.
Minute के बाद you start puking here. So you need a new, so everything new will be needed for the metaverse.
Sir, आपने थोड़ी देर पहले बताया कि it will be a user-driven Web 3.0, as you have highlighted as well. How can a common man benefit? How will a common man benefit from this era, sir?
No, so as I said, it's a common man. So suppose a common man makes nice music, okay? Mm-hmm. Today, the common man can go put it up. Everyone will listen. People will like it. 1 million people will like it. Like, I have a YouTube video, right? 1.5 million people liked it. YouTube ko to bahut fayda ho gaya. What did I earn from it? Nothing.
Got it, sir.
Okay. But every time you go to that video, you'll see an ad. Okay. And that ad, I get nothing. Okay. So a common man, if he has, so there are many ways you'll farak padega, but the main is कि if you, whatever you might not want to, I mean, you can actually now have an alternate income stream. And many times, अभी आपने पढ़ा होगा यूएस में they're calling it the great resignation. लोग काम के लिए वापस नहीं आ रहे. People are not coming back to work.
They are
Half
leaving.
the reason they are not coming back is because during the pandemic they have discovered, because of these new kind of websites, they can now sit at home and earn money. Okay.
यहाँ
And
पर
so,
सर क्रिप्टो करेंसी मार्केट जब भी 3 ट्रिलियन गया था सबसे ज्यादा बेनिफिट इनको ही मिला था.
so that is वो trading है.
Right.
ठीक है. That's one way to earn money, but there are other ways to earn money, like monetizing your writing, your art, your content, NFTs,
Sure, sir.
for example. So that's a huge thing. And second thing will be that hopefully, if it turns out right, then you know your data will belong to you, and
Perfect.
you can use it as a currency. Others people will not sell your data.
Valid point, sir. Valid point. Sir, what is a creator economy and how is it linked to Web3?
So all this what we've been talking about is called the creator economy. Basically, if you're a creator, whether you're a creator of art, whether you're a creator of music, whether you're a creator of writing, books, whatever, okay, you can act now this new kind of web, both in the real world as well as in the crypto world, okay, you can go and earn money because of your talent. And so, as it is said, it basically monetizes individuality. Aapki individuality is monetized. So this concept of where people who are talented can go, creators who are talented can go and monetize their talent, is what is called the creator economy.
Superb, sir.
It's also sometimes called the passion economy.
Correct, sir.
And it's quite big. 3-4 साल पहले, when the first time Andreessen Horowitz wrote about it, so that time they had said there are about 50 million creators in the US. I think there would be hundreds of millions in the world, and these things that they're creating getting sold. NFTs are a part of the creator economy, for example. Sure. You create NFTs and sell. So that's what the creator economy is.
So what are the factors that are expected to drive this, Web 3.0?
काफी चीजें. One is as I said, the backlash against big tech. Please leave us alone. Don't sell our data.
Okay.
So people now want their data. They want their privacy. Yesterday or day before was World Privacy Day. Okay. Everyone wants their own privacy. They don't want कि हर चीज उनकी बिके. Okay. Like in the Cambridge Analytica scandal, for example. Okay. And so one big thing, the biggest actually is that. Okay. That. The second is actually COVID has helped. Okay. Because of COVID now, because of the pandemic, now people want to work in a different way. They don't want to work in large organizations. They will want to monetize their own talent, and therefore Web3. Third is that the technologies itself are becoming more and more mature. So blockchains, cryptos, NFTs, etc. Fourth is all the big guys, the big tech guys have finally realized, including both the funders as well as the companies, have realized that dunya change ho rahi hai, and we need a different kind of web, which was actually supposed to be the original one,
right,
to capture the new culture. So all these 3 or 4 things are contributing.
Sir, my last question to you, sir. Sir, क्या लगता है कि Web3 में going forward, as you have mentioned that there will be some arrangement which these big companies such as Facebook will have. That means वो reward करेंगे अपने users को going forward. So will cryptocurrencies exist in the era of Web 3.0, sir?
Oh, absolutely. See, first of all, Web3 is still a hope कि वो बहुत बड़ा होगा. ठीक है. There is I do want to put this caveat कि जब Web 1 भी बना था तो the original thing was Web 3.
Sure.
The concept was Web 3. पर नहीं हुआ. People say that Web 3 भी centralized हो जाएगा. And all these big guys that you mentioned will come and capture Web 3 also. So that possibility exists. Okay. But if it happens, then 2 things. One is, some of these larger companies will also move into newer business models, but some of these will get disrupted also by new players.
Sure,
okay,
sir.
So it's not necessary that वो ही रहेंगी. And crypto, to come to your crypto part, certainly not only will exist, but finally, see today crypto का फायदा क्या? Crypto is only used as a trading instrument. पैसा बनाना है, ठीक है.
Right,
but the use of crypto as an actual currency will boom in the new Web3 era, as you can see with NFTs, which are all bought and sold using only crypto.
Sure. One last question, sir. Is India, is ready to take advantage of this Web 3.0, sir?
I think so.
And how it can benefit, sir, going forward?
So, yeah, I think so, because actually, if you see, for example, if you see crypto, India today, according to various reports, is the second largest market for crypto.
Right, sir.
Okay. If you see Google or Facebook or YouTube, not in dollars, but in actual volume, India is usually the largest, okay, market in that sense. So what we are seeing is that because of the mobile phones, all the networks, etc., India and TikTok, you've seen that India was the largest market for TikTok. Indians tend to latch on to a new thing much faster than many others. The younger population, etc., helps. The IT environment, etc., helps. And so, even in this, I think that we are seeing the signs. The creator economy is coming up in India. We are seeing that. Okay, people are starting to sell their paintings, this, that, whatever. Second is we are seeing funding starting to happen for Web3 startups. Okay, and startups starting to come in. And three, I think where India will also have, three and final, will have an advantage is India's IT and tech manpower and talents to build these new technologies which will be used across the world. I think that also can happen a lot from India.
All right, that's it, sir. Thank you so much for participating in this discussion and explaining to our viewers how Web 3.0 will benefit our economy, and going forward, how individuals can make the utmost use of this technology going forward, and how India is well prepared to take advantage of the situation going forward and make the most use of it. Thank you so much, sir, for participating and being on Crypto TV. We are so thankful and grateful to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and it was great talking to you.
Thank you so much, sir.